hello, fam. It's your girl, Cher. What's going on? What's going on? Say it with me now. Friday. Yes, at least at the time that this will be broadcast. This is, in fact, a pre recorded session. So, no giveaways in chat or anything like that today. But listen, when you've got great guests that agree to come on your show and they're able to donate just an ounce of their time with you, you take it, you work with it. Okay, so now here at the top of the broadcast, just a few items of housekeeping. So we are talking sponsors, y'all. First and foremost, sponsors since the jump, 88 Riddles. And shout out to Jay over there at 88 Riddles. Listen, I need to bring y'all in. So y'all definitely know that 88 Riddles has got you with this merch. We're talking dice boxes. We're talking shirts. Check me out. Repping the Goblin Math Rock shirt today. Okay. You know that Jay over there has got some wonderful, wonderful stuff in his Etsy. So if you go to etsy.com/shop/88riddles, guess what? Your girl is going to hook you up with a 10% off discount. Use code GAMER and then you get 10% off your purchase. And so, I mean, just the dice vaults alone, y'all. I mean, what is a dice goblin to do? Okay. And then next up, second sponsor, 1985 Games. So your girl is an affiliate over there. And these guys they currently have mystery dice that they've got going on sale. They've got those terrain pieces that I've been telling y'all about. All you have to do is cut them out. They arrive in sheets. And they have different themes, so many different themes, guys. And now you have modular terrain pieces that can enhance any game you can think of. So if you go to their link here, and that's going to be 1985games.com/w/share. And that'll help your girl, keep the lights on around here. I appreciate you. And always, I would say also sign up on their newsletter, guys, because there are flash sales that you may miss out on, and you don't want to miss out on their stuff. They've got dice. They've got terrain pieces. They've got the deck of stories, which y'all have seen me use while DMing. So you've got these story prompts that are really useful in helping you build your game and enhance your game. They've got NPCs that you can draw. They've got circumstances. They have an ORC system for an opening action, rising action, and then a closing action. So you actually can just on the fly plan out 3 parts of your adventure and you're ready to go. I mean, how sweet is that? So definitely go check them out. And check this out. Your girl got some merch too. Oh, snap. See? All the merch that I was telling y'all about. Here we go. shop.cautionarygames.com. Look at my little dids. Oh, this the bestest boy. I've got t-shirts in a full range of sizes. We're talking adults all the way down to kids sizes. I've got him on a tote bag here. Also, I've got my Hugs Are a Free Action shirt as well. Anyone that loves unicorns, you are more than welcome to go ahead, check that line out as well. And everything comes in a lot of different formats. You've got your cell phone covers, you've got gaiters and scarves for masking up, you've got masks, mugs, backpacks. Listen, if you want to get a jump on back to school, why not? You've got backpacks in there too for the kids. So go check it out. You've even got comfy pillows, which, oh my gosh, the comfy pillows. Oh, I love a good comfy pillow now. Okay. So, at any rate, I appreciate any way that you guys support the channel, including going on over to check out my merch as well. So, now we have gotten through all of that lovely business. Now I can go ahead and introduce my guest for today, y'all. My guest today is none other than Calamity. Calamity is a neurodiverse content creator, game developer, TTRPG performer, and writer with a strong passion for promoting mental health and diversity. She loves anything with a story and is a lover of MMOs, RPGs, and narrative-heavy indie games. Since they dived into TTRPGs as of last year, their theater background has recently come back into full swing. What? Theater kids. Okay, let's go. And they've enjoyed exploring different characters and relationships at various tables. Social media influencer, gamer, they've been doing their thing, fam. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce Calamity. Yes, there she is. How are you, love? Thank you so much for coming on in.
Thank you so much for having me. That was like the best intro ever. I'm like giddy.
Oh well, listen. I'm the one should be thanking you because I've seen you doing your thing for quite some time. This is a moment that I've been wanting for quite some time, and I'm so glad that you're able to fit me into your very busy schedule. Listen, I gotta tell folks. So let's reminisce for a sec, right? Okay. So there's a Monster of the Week game that we were both recently cast in with the Greater Restoration folks over there. Y'all, it was bananas. Okay, it was so much fun.
So fun. It was so good.
Oh my gosh, I've been dying to ask you. Okay, what can you tell us? What was your motivation, right, when you were building your character Cade?
I got really inspired by like the 80s grunge sort of aesthetic. I think that's what really kind of inspired the whole look, because you don't get to see a lot of black femmes in that aesthetic. So I was like, let's bring that in. And then when I heard it was going to be in the 80s, I was like, oh, perfect. So I just sort of developed the character from there. Yeah.
Heck yeah. I mean, my one, there's a very famous, now very famous, television show, which, has, kids on bikes and fighting demogorgons. And I love it so much. But the only gripe that I've ever had with this show is there's one token black kid in there, which historically kind of makes sense, but still hurts. And you don't never see his parents. They made fun of that on Saturday Night Live, actually.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they went in. They sure did address that. And
you see her once. You see his mom once.
Yeah.
At Halloween.
And I'm like, I don't know about y'all, but growing up black, I had a single mom. Yeah, she was on me like white on rice at most every time of the day. Like even when she was working 16-hour days, okay, it was the aunties. It was the aunties, right? The network. You did anything wrong, you stepped out of
Mhm.
line, you acted up in school.
Mhm.
Yeah, the auntie network would get that
They would
information back
know.
to your mom, whether you liked it or not. So
Yeah, him being able to run around everywhere is kinda wild. I'm like, how do you get to do that?"
right? I'm like, wow, I guess maybe I should have grown up in the Midwest is what it is. I mean, hey, listen, y'all know I'm originally from New York, so like, latchkey kids since age 14, like it's you're hard pressed as especially as a single parent
Mm.
in an urban setting to just trust that your kids will make it home alive. Now here's the one thing, and of course, see, I did it again. See, there should be a counter. uh every time that I forget my little props, I gotta get the goblin ears on. Come on now.
Oh,
They gonna roast me in the
okay.
comments. This happened to me
Uh-oh.
what this happened to me. I think it was when I was on with Candy from Dicey Amazon. Shout out to that
Oh,
crew over
yeah.
there. And I said, "Oh, you know what? Folks are gonna light me up if I have a show called Dice Goblins, and I don't even have my dice ears in." But I tell you what though, shout out to what I lovingly who I lovingly call my ear stylist, Evelyn Chant. She was the one who custom made these for me, and they're really good. They're silicone, not
Mm.
latex. And it's not that I have a particular allergy, but you are hard pressed, number one, to find many makers that use the softer material.
Mhm.
It's just kinder against your skin,
It
especially.
is.
And of course, if anyone has concerns about a latex allergy, for example, like the regular latex ears just won't cut it. You know what I mean?
No.
So, but they're just so comfy. They're color matched, and she
They
does
look great.
all different skin tones. Hopefully, knock on wood, there will be some news actually regarding that when it comes to merch. But can't say anything about it yet. Living that NDA life. So,
I mean, it means things are happening, so that's good.
yes, indeed. So, but yeah, so as far as Cade, you know what? The other thing that struck me about Cade was their name as well, because that's quite a unique name. How did you
Mhm.
arrive at that name? I'm just wondering. What was it, a name generator, or did you?
I'm trying to remember. I think it started as a name generator, and then I somehow stumbled across it through that search. And I'm trying to figure out how, because I knew I wanted like a more of a gender neutral name.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
because their full name is Cadence, but we
Ah,
just go with
okay.
Cade.
Got it.
Because they would want something a little more on the non-binary spectrum like them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to remember. I guess I just stumbled upon it somewhere. I was like, oh, Cade works, and that's kind of how all my character names work. I'm just kind of like going, and I'm like, oh, that one. It kind of like makes sense. I don't know.
Okay, because I'm the type of person where I will, even for a one shot, research
Mhm,
like the meaning of a name as such.
mhm.
So when I looked up the meaning of the name, like the meaning is quite unique too. I just thought it was cool till I looked up the actual meaning, and then I thought it was even cooler because, like, for example, there's a more generic definition that I found of the name Cade, which means something that is round, right? But
Hmm.
then I found like the Merriam Webster dictionary
Oh.
definition, which says in reference to raising animals in animal rearing terms, left by its mother and reared by hand. And I was like, oh, and I thought about that, and that clicked in my mind because the way that you were portrayed, Cade, like they were a very intentional kind of like old soul
Mhm.
who, like, if we had adventured further, I'm sure could have probably conjured a few souls and talked to them.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, I mean, am I right? You know.
That's something they do.
Um, and so what I wanted to do, I'm gonna bring us over. What we have here is I've got a clip, one of my favorite clips of that game. And I'd love to go ahead and play that. Let me just bring up the audio here. And I'm just going to play this for a minute or so here. This was so much fun.
I'm going to summon a monster. Or, well, I'm going to use magic.
Okay.
All right.
And for my use magic, I'm going to try to summon a monster into the world.
Ooh.
I didn't know you could do that.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
What are you trying to do here? I like that.
That's what I want.
Poor Percy sweating
we'll see
already.
how well it
Percy
works
is like,
out.
oh gosh.
Oh my god.
Sweat.
We're all like, oh no.
Fucked in this game. So that's 5. So that's a 7.
Okay.
So it
Yes.
works imperfectly. So I choose an effect and a glitch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you choose the effect the glitch has.
Okay. Let me see.
Dice, why?
I will.
Yeah, the dice are being jerks tonight.
I know, I had one good
I would
roll.
say not from the those creature here, but I would say that you magic draw unwelcome attention. So wherever you pull that magic from, that may not be always fun in games, got their eyes on you right now, and you can hear, you can feel that.
Okay. But I think what she is doing is summoning the creature that possesses the book to come out and sort of assist.
And what's that creature?
So it's basically a dark spirit that sort of wants to take over this realm. But she kind of said, nah, like that's extra. And was somehow able to convince it to chill out and like
Fine.
basically made a deal with it. So sometimes it will require things of her, but she can also ask things of it, but it's probably going to be used against her later, basically.
Yeah. Oh,
It's a
definitely
favor, but
will
not
use
one that
be
comes
using against you.
without a hitch.
Yeah, it's a favor that
Oh,
comes with a
dear.
price.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So you had me when you were like so it's basically a demon that I'm summoning who wants to take over the world, and I'm like, yeah, nah. And
Yeah, no.
you had me at that. I was dying. I was like, oh my gosh, like just so casual. Like, yeah, nah. We're gonna put that on pause. We're gonna pump the brakes.
Okay.
And I was like, yes. I was like, you go, you handle your business, okay? It was amazing. So nah, demon buddy, that's extra. No. But extra spoopiness, hella powerful. I mean, gotta love it. You know, and shout out to our awesome DM, the Great
Yes.
Rafiki, and the GR crew. Matter of fact, y'all, if y'all haven't already, fam, go find them on Twitter at the_GR_crew. They've got all their links to their past streams, but really, really fun. Now, here's another question though. Like when it comes to the characters that you make, right?
Mhm.
Do you tend to stick with certain archetypes, only the certain archetypes that you like and are familiar with? Or like with certain classes, for example, or do you like prefer to mix it up as much as possible?
I think I definitely prefer to mix it up. Lately, I've been in a more, I don't know if serious is the right word. I think my past couple of characters have been on the little more serious side lately. I don't know if that's like a reflection of the world or what, but I've kind of dabbled in a few different things. I actually at first didn't play a whole lot of like D&D specifically. I played like a Hyperlight Drifter one, and I played like a homebrew about magical girls, and I played like other various things like Urban Shadows I did. So class-wise, I haven't really said, oh, I'm usually a this, because it's kind of varied with all of those. When it comes to D&D specifically, I guess I've done Ranger and Rogue the most. But yeah,
Okay.
I think I sort of try new things, especially because I am newer and I'm just trying to kind of figure everything out and see kind of what fits best with me and all that good stuff. I call myself a bard a lot, but I've never played a bard.
Really? Interesting.
As of this recording, I will have.
Okay.
But
okay.
I'll let you know
All
about that
right.
later.
Well, welcome. Hey, welcome to it. One of my favorites is Rogue. Because hey, rogues, man, like just they're so versatile. I mean, they can even going the arcane trickster route. You can even wield some magic to help your sneaky, stabby.
Yes.
So one of the classes that I miss that actually was part of Pathfinder was the Magus class, because you had a possible front runner character that could also wield magic, and like that I just fell in love. The Libra frosted side of me and shredded wheat side of me came together and was like, oh, this is perfect, because I could knock something the fuck out, and also I could go ahead and cast a spell in their face.
Sprinkle a little magic on it.
Yes, just put a little magic cherry right on top of that.
That does sound awesome.
Right? But to be fair, 5e has its own ways of helping you put together a character like that, especially now that we have lineages. That's entirely hella possible. And also some of the tried and trues, the Hexblade Warlock, for example, is a prime example. And one of the characters that I play in one of the many games that I'm currently in is a Hexblade Warlock, and I love it. Love it.
So fun.
Yes. And she wields a sword too, which it's like the way they describe it is that your packed weapon, so to speak, materializes out of an extra dimensional space. So what I love to do is I love to capitalize on all my descriptions of how she wields her sword. Can you imagine if somebody walked up to you in a fight and they look like, oh, I could take them. Then all of a sudden, out of thin air, literal thin air, they pull out like Excalibur or some jammy on you. Like, oh, shit.
Yeah, if you know better, you're going to take a couple steps back.
Okay. It's called, oh my goodness. That's some
so cool.
I'm telling you, that's some Arthur energy right there.
Yeah.
For anybody that's a fan of Phase Zero at all. But yeah, so Rogues definitely that's my number one, with Hexblade Warlock becoming a strong second runner for sure. Now, so what I want to do is also commend you, because from what I've seen of your own streams, right? I got to give you all the props for sharing your personal journey with people from within the TTRPG space. Speaking from shared experience is not, it's certainly not easy to do so at all. Can you share with us how is your year of Calamity project going so far on YouTube?
If you have seen my last video, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. And I think that's good because the first step was sort of embracing that it was a mess and kind of embracing where I am in my like journey. In the past 2 years, I've just discovered so many things about myself. But I guess as the world is slowly but surely starting to open up, I'm not just that person, you know, on stream. I have to be that person out in public. And it was scary because I had to sort of like start facing that person, and it was sort of like looking in a mirror, which is why I decided to do the challenge at all, because that's what it is. It's a challenge. It's difficult. So yeah, it's a mess right now because I have a whole bunch of footage that I recorded, and I used absolutely none of it. I ended up instead recording a like 20-minute video of me saying, this is really hard, and I need to start accepting, like, I need to start breaking down my inner perfectionist, basically. I can't do this until I do.
Yeah, that is quite the topic of conversation these days. I think that as Black content creators, creators of color, we are often, at least within my generation and yours, I think we are just shy of each other in generation. But our parents have told us time and again that in order to be seen as achieving as much as our non-POC peers, that we have to put in double the work, 3 times the blood and sweat.
Yeah.
And that I didn't realize until I started hearing these types of conversations come up around the topic that, well, shit, that actually is engendering this, broken sense of how flawed or not we deserve to be as fellow human beings. And that makes for a lot of insecurity for folks, myself included. So I'm right there with you when it comes to like every time that every time I put together stuff for this show, don't even get me started.
like you and I battle every time.
Whoa, like you and I have spoken about how when technology works, it works, but when it doesn't, oh my God,
it really don't.
Meanwhile, it's nothing that you physically can do as the human being in the equation. Wow. But it seems like inanimate objects, including technology, is starting to turn on you. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. And so, yeah, it's so, I think that it's been so ingrained in a lot of us for so long that I'm just glad that now we're starting to recognize that this is something that we definitely need to deal with.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a journey and it's a lot of going back because, you know, I've spent 30 plus years sort of in that mode. So unlearning all of that is a process.
It's
a process.
Oh yeah. Because fam, let's understand these behaviors, these thought processes did not occur overnight. They have been ingrained and indoctrinated and reinforced over decades. And, it's not something that will be unlearned in a single night. Never mind a single minute. So yeah, I'm totally with you on that. One thing, and especially because you have, yourself have been very open about your neurodiversity. And I can only imagine that adds yet another layer to that. I mean, when it comes to what I would love to know, what's one thing, or you know what, or 12. Hey, feel free. Sound off. Expound as much as you want.
All right.
What are some things that you really wish people would or would not do around the table? Like, for example, now that you have entered into this TTRPG space.
I have been very fortunate to have been part of a lot of very inclusive and kind and safety first minded tables. So that is something that's really facilitated me getting into the space as much as I did. Is I did start in like queer spaces and spaces that are like prominent with like people of color or founded by people of color. So again, I know that's not everyone's experience, but I do hear so many things about people and the experiences they do have with others. And it's so sad. Like, we all just want to play games, man. Like, come on. We all just want to play games.
Right. And matter of fact, there was a stream that you had done some time back for Save and Sound, for example. And can you expand a little bit on what Save and Sound is, what they do, and how you became involved?
Yeah, so I found Save and Sound through, I'm trying to remember the site, but it's one of those sites where they're saying like, hey, apply for this opportunity. We'll tell you if you're accepted or not. But Save and Sound is basically a celebration of music and games. And as somebody who has a 14 plus year background in music and also a fairly extensive and intensive background in musical theater, music means a lot to me, and music and games have always meant a lot to me. So when I saw the opportunity, I said, hey, I really like music. Let me co-stream. And they did. But yeah, so it's a 4-day celebration of music and games and talking with the composers. So you get to hear a lot of like their processes for things. And it's just a very cool concept that once I learned it was like a thing, I was like, wow, like this is my thing. I love it.
Fantastic. And what I'd love to see more of, I think, is those connections that can be made when assisting folks who are neurodiverse to incorporate things like music, like art, when it comes to video games and digital games, even tabletop games. I can't speak from neurodiverse experience, but from what I've been hearing from my friends who are neurodiverse, that's some of the things that help to, tame that beast of making sure you are dialed into the moment, your concentration and such. Would you agree with that?
Oh, fully. In the real world, you don't get like boss music when somebody's saying something nice, and you're like, actually, I don't know if they actually mean that. I feel like they're being sarcastic. Like that doesn't happen in real life, So yeah, definitely video games are more reliable worlds that you can step into. And there's a lot more direct clues, especially in games where they are really passionate about like that integration, that sort of tell you what's going on, what the characters are going through, the different feelings you should feel, helping you to make those connections. It's definitely something that draws me to music in general, but also video games. For sure.
Fantastic. Matter of fact, there was a clip of the stream that I was watching, and I was as amazed as you when you had voiced your surprise that there was a certain music pattern. It was almost like kind of like dubstep or something that was happening, and then the elements on the screen were moving in time to it, and then moving faster and faster and faster and faster. And I'm like, ooh, okay, listen, as a non-neurodiverse person, this right here like has me dialed in but totally lost all at the same time. Like, my brain was keeping up, but my trigger finger, I don't think would have been able to keep up with that. It was amazing though.
Amazing.
I was like, whoa, it was really great. Well, when it comes to going back to your experience with TTRPGs, what's your favorite system? Have you found a favorite system yet?
I really do like Monsters of the Week.
Mm.
That is the first one that I actually tried to DM for the first time recently with some friends. Some friends from Brown Girl Gamer Code, actually. I was like, hey, I kind of want to DM. Does anyone want to play a game with me? And some people were interested. So I ran a Monster of the Week one-shot that was supposed to be 3 hours. I went 5 because I'm a new DM and I'm so sorry, y'all.
That's all right. Listen, but it's not like anybody left the table, especially when it's a virtual table. Listen, look at here. I got to go. Click. If
they really could have, and I would not have blamed them.
Okay, if they didn't do that, you doing good. You doing good.
Yes. But because I also love the 80s show with the monsters, it's one of my favorite shows of all time, actually. That sort of can feed into that genre as well as other. I really like horror games, but I don't play them because they stress me out. But I really like the concept of Monster of the Week and playing with these tropes, but I've also seen in the games that I've watched and been involved in just some beautiful connections even within them that are just very real and genuine, even though it's this campy, ridiculous, generally Monsters of the Week is not that serious. You know what I mean? Your characters can get real hurt, but it is a goofy game. But right. I do like that there can be so much heart in it too. And that's kind of my thing. I really like things that are kind of goofy, but kind of dark. I love that kind of stuff. So Monster of the Week has been really cool to kind of get into.
I hear you. Matter of fact, character creation for the game that we were in, that was my very first foray into Monster of the Week as well. And it was really fun. I feel like my time during the 80s was very much dialed into every show that was on 80s TV that you could think of. So I pulled, for Lakeisha, my character, I had pulled that tough as nails, attitude. So she was like a Tootie in attitude, but she had the body of a bionic woman, and there was all these references that just kept on pinging off in my brain, and I was like, ooh, I was just as excited. There's a lot to mine here. There's plenty. Now it's funny because what I'd like to do is what I have been doing lately is making Hero Forge characters for a lot of the different characters that I've been portraying. Helps to have a legally distinct representation of your character when you're not able to employ the use of a wonderfully talented artist, which support your indie artists, guys.
Yes.
Support. But when that's not possible, I do my best to come up with characters through Hero Forge. Now, on the screen, and I'll send you the screenshot later, but on the screen right now is a representation, just a rough outline of a figure for Cade that I had started to put together. And what I'd love to do, you and I definitely have to get on another episode, because sometimes I will stream as I am putting together different as I'm putting together different minis. So I would love for us to collaborate and possibly put Cade's look together. If you're game, you don't have to answer now, but that's one of the things that my folks, my audience is able to see now. Just very rough rough framework here. But she's got the jeans, she's got the sneakers, she's got her little glasses on, and they've also got what I love about Hero Forge, and there's still more work to be done, but shout out to Hero Forge. Hashtag not sponsored. I still shout them out because they have been doing some work when it comes to representation of POC and Black hairstyles and hair textures. Yes. Love it. So they've got their dreads pulled back. I'm like, okay, Hero Forge, hear me out. Can I petition y'all to put box braids? Can we get box braids? Can we get box braids? Is that possible? Please,
Hero Forge. Thank you.
Yes.
That would be really great. Thanks.
Call it the Calamity Special. Feel free to use my lovely guest right here as the model. Let's go. But I feel like that would be a really fun project if you're down for it.
I am a character creation monster. I love creating characters. My community makes fun of me for how long I take as a character creator. They will set timers and it's rude.
I've seen it, and I'm the same way. It's like you're telling me that at my tier level, I am allowed to make an unlimited amount of characters. Great.
Thanks
for letting me know.
I will be doing nothing else.
Because we will be doing just that. I mean, and I'm gonna show them on the screen right now. I mean, guys, your girl has a problem.
It's okay.
Like this is I'm still scrolling. There's a problem.
Let's not talk about my Final Fantasy character.
Okay, that's one thing. Okay, one more thing. One more thing. Hero Forge, if you can kindly give us a way to categorize, put certain categories of our different characters in like folders or little, because I mean it's looking like character creation Canva up in here. It's and y'all that work with canva.com know what I'm talking about. You get little folders and you can categorize and organize. Yeah, it's becoming a problem. I'm like, thankfully they have alphabetical order at the very least. At least they do that. But in any case, so looking at the time, we are at a little over our halfway mark. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead, let our audience take a break. We should be back in the next 5 minutes. So definitely go stretch, take a bio break, hydrate. And when we come back, we'll talk more about some of the recent projects that Calamity's contributed to. And of course, we get to geek out about dice. So see you in a bit, guys.
I'm bored.
We can go scream at the cat for another hour.
Nah, I'm tired of screaming at the cat.
Shut up with that! Be bored no more with 1985 games. Enjoy their vast variety of products and help bring your tabletop to a whole new level. With easy-to-use dungeon sticky notes. The deck of stories holds prompts and adventure hooks for any setting, and thousands of cutout game pieces with their dungeon craft.
You've come all this way for nothing, fool! The princess is mine! You'll never get away with this, Balakor!
Write everything down in your Hero Notes journal and start your adventure today! Visit the World Wide Web address 1985games.com and find many helpful products such as their Dungeon Craft series, battle maps, deck of stories, miniatures, dungeon notes, and now VHS dice. Again, that's 1985games.com.
All right, fam. We are back with Calamity. Hey. And we have been talking about character creation, the challenges and loves and pitfalls therein. We have been talking about neurodiversity as it relates to tabletop gaming. And now we're going to be, just before we get into our dice convo, Calamity's Ko-fi. I'm sure somebody's gonna at me in the comments. Somebody correct me and let me know how do you pronounce it. But got her profile up here. Please go check them out. Support your indie creators. Yes, fam. We believe in that around here on this channel. So, so Calamity, is there any hint of any projects that you're able to talk about right
now? Specifically in tabletop or just in general?
Just any.
Yeah, specifically in tabletop, I am currently involved in Once Upon a Dice Roll, which is a new show that's an all women and femme cast, and it's women founded as well, and that's been pretty cool to be a part of that. I'm also going to be in a show starting on, I believe, this Saturday. Something is coming up that I'm really excited for. I don't know how much I can say yet because it hasn't been posted.
Fair enough. We know all about that NDA life.
Yes. But it's one I'm very, very excited about because the cast is spectacular. They're so creative and cool. So as soon as I can talk about that one in more specifics, keep an eye out for that. I'm currently working on a couple of games. I'm involved in some game development, working on a game called Himbo Harem Homicide.
Oh, yes. Okay. I saw a post about this and I was like, immediately on board. Like, my whole entire situation just stopped. I was like,
listen,
what? And what can I get? Late edition? What's happening? When? Where? Amazing.
Steam, hopefully coming out the end of this year. And it's basically a Clue-like game where you play in a mansion specifically, full of himbos, and you have to figure out which one of them is the murderer. Oh, and it changes every time you play. And there are also asexual and aerospec options, so you can play with none of the like romance if you don't want to. You can have it be like no sexual stuff if you don't want it to. It's really beautifully inclusive, which as somebody who is on the ace spectrum, I really appreciate that. But also I'm probably going to be playing the spicy ones just because I think it's fun. Plus I got to help write all those lines. So
amazing. Okay, so let me see if I've got this straight. So it's Clue combined with Himbo Dating Sim.
Sort of, yeah. Except they all already love you.
Yeah. Yep. Sold.
You don't have to convince them to love you. They're all obsessed with you.
Wow. I mean, y'all. Okay. So, yeah, definitely check that out on Steam, y'all. Matter of fact, if I look right now really quickly, do they have it available for pre-order? Is that to my understanding?
You can wishlist it on Steam.
Fantastic.
Right now, yeah.
Going right now. Wish list. Oh, yes. Wish list. And boom. All right. Yes.
So much fun. So, plus it has a big focus on like diversity and stuff. Sorry.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I'm so excited about that. I mean, how are you able to talk about how you became involved in the project at all?
Sure.
Please.
Yeah, I heard from a friend that they were bringing on like writers and such. And then I looked up the game and I was like, oh my gosh. And so I messaged them and was like, hey, I'm just in love with the concept of this game. I would love to help out if you're down with that. If not, that's totally fine. I would love to just like play it sometime. This sounds amazing. And yeah, they actually brought me onto the team to help. I helped out with a little bit of marketing at the beginning, and now I'm working on writing. So
Fantastic. Which, by the way, okay, my graphic design nerdiness has been like all over this as well. Like, I'm loving the typefaces that you guys have been using, and oh my gosh, and then like the outfits like really distinguishes one person's character or and persona from the next, and I'm like, oh heck yes. So
yeah, a lot of care goes into each one. Yeah.
Yes, and I noticed that diversity. I was like, I mean, just checked off a whole lot of pings all in one breath. So fantastic, love it. Anything else coming soon?
Is it terrible that I have to look at my calendar in order to remember?
No, listen, y'all. Now I told y'all she busy. They stay busy. Okay, go on ahead. You all right?
Yeah, I think for stuff that I'm involved in, I was involved in a lot back during Pride. I was probably doing something every day, and it was amazing. So yeah, I am going to be going to Gen Con, which I'm excited about. Yeah, that's pretty much it for now of the stuff that I know I can talk about. But yeah, keep an eye out for some stuff that I'm going to be involved in soon.
And then, of course, there's recovering from Gen Con. Yes.
Yes. There will be that.
So I hear you on that. So, okay, well, now we have come to one of my favorite portions of the episode. It's time to talk dice. Yes.
Let's go.
What kind of dice do you have with you today? What you got?
Okay, so I have a set of ridiculous die that I haven't used. We'll talk about them. We'll get to them. Let's show you these first. First off, shout out to my friend Pizza Yeti for getting me this gorgeous box.
Yes.
My days.
Beautiful.
I'm in love with it. But yeah, so I have two different sets in here, and I don't know how well you can tell, but I'm really into like space and celestial things. Space is one of my favorite things ever.
I'm clocking the background. Yeah.
So I have a friend named Ride Happy is their username, but they got me these gorgeous, I don't know if you can see because they're so dark, which is like the best part of it, but they're these like very dark blue dye with like sparkles. I don't know if you can see the sparkles, but they're so pretty.
Oh, and you had me like at sparkles.
Yes, I think all of mine have sparkles. I think. But yeah, this is one of my favorite sets because it looks like a night sky to me. Like I said, it's kind of hard to tell that they're like dark blue probably on the camera, but they are gorgeous. And I love them.
Oh boy, and I just lost one on the floor. No bueno. Here we go.
No,
okay. Come back, little one. I got it.
Where are all of these? I think I have. I might have left some of these downstairs.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh yeah, it looks like I did. Oh wow.
Okay,
that's fine. But I have another set here.
Okay.
And these are like a purplish blue, which are two of my favorite colors. Also with sparkles.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So
okay.
I think this was my first set. Yeah, this was my first set that I got.
Wow.
And this was my second set of die, and somebody pointed out once when I was showing them on stream that they were the trans flag colors. If you look like really closely, you can see the blue in there too. So I call these my trans pride
Yes!
dice. I didn't even
Look
realize
at
it, but now
that!
that's what they are. They're my
Oh
trans
my
pride
gosh.
dice.
And they're translucent. I love how the
Yes.
colors are subtle.
Yes.
That's so precious. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh,
I
it's so
love you.
cool. So cool. Yeah, I have a hodgepodge of dice today. I could go all obvious. But I mean, I only have two hands. I could not show you all of the dice that I have that are purple and have different variations of what glitter is. But
Yes.
there is I call this my Egyptian tomb dice
Ooh.
because it has this bronzish finish here, and we're gonna show that to camera. And so it's got that, that burnished finish to it,
Gorgeous. Yes.
and it's got some of the the openings on the surface have epoxy, and it's purple
So
epoxy with glitter in it. I mean, you have to understand. I mean, there was no way once I saw these that I was gonna let them escape.
They were yours.
I was just, oh
They
yes,
were yours.
it was like, oh, so y'all knew I was coming to the site. Okay, great. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
I do believe that those were from Dice Envy. Matter of fact. And then I've got now a good friend of mine who I'm in a current game with. A shout out to the Nerdlandia G channel over there on Twitch. I am your bombastic barbarian Cole, who is a dragonborn on that show, and my colleague and friend and just all around one of my favorite people to play with, Blitz. His character is named Oki, and Oki is a dwarven cleric. And he decided to send me a set of dice that is actually color change dice. So I don't know how apparent it is on camera, but you may see like there's purple sides, but there's also black sides. And that is because they are literally mood changing dice. They're mood changing dice. So when the temperature changes, when the temperature is cool, they're all black. And then when the heat, you turn up the heat a little bit, like today, like they decidedly have this slight purple surface on most of the faces. Once the temperature goes up, I said, how could you know that I am absolutely I wear a mood ring. I have a mood ring on like right now. Like I was like, oh, you must have been clocking me close if you knew that I love mood change stuff.
People are watching. They're waiting.
Done. I'm like, well done, my friend. Absolutely. And I have here's some. I'm starting to run into a whole lot of my glitter dice now. So I guess things are, these dice want to be seen today, because I'm trying to find anything else but nope. So
like, no,
just anything
Ooh.
that has to do with sun, moon, and stars.
Yes.
Matter of fact, sun, moon, and stars that's been a favorite combination of mine for like ever. I remember there was even like a perfume, I believe, at one point called Sun, Moon, and Stars. And I went and I begged my mom for it just because the bottle was so pretty.
Yes.
It was this deep blue round bottle. Ooh. And it had, I remember it's just so distinctly, it had like gold finish. So it had a gold little top on it, and it had sun, moon, and stars all around it in gold, like raised edge gold decals. It was like I held on to that bottle a ridiculous amount of time after the perfume was gone out of that bottle, just because I was like that committed. Okay.
I don't blame you.
But that's a combination of elements that I've always been fascinated with. And now that the Hubble telescope has been projecting to us all of these beautiful celestial images now, and oh my gosh, like it's like y'all just don't want me to get no work done today, do you?
None. just go look at stars all day.
Just totally disrespecting my schedule. I'm like, okay, fine, yeah, it's my own fault, but yes. So well, I am looking at the time, and this is the unfortunate part of the episode where our time is up for today, unfortunately, but I am so glad that you were able to come on through, Calamity. Really, I just want to thank you for making it over and chatting with us and just sharing your experiences. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me. This was delightful, and yeah, I have had the best time with this. So thank you for asking me to be here. Like, are you kidding me? I'm honored.
Yay! All right, now we come to the grand finale. When we sign off on this show, there is a specific way we do so.
Oh, okay.
So if you would like to do that together, here we go.
Yes.
All right. So love, peace, and soul. And this is how we roll.
That's how we roll.
Hey! Yes.
I couldn't remember the end. It's not that long, and I couldn't remember the end. What is wrong?
That's
with me?
all right. You were there. We there. We here. We here, fam. And I'm going to transition over to say a fond farewell. You guys give me life every time that you guys come through the channel, every time you guys watch and comment and like all of the content that I work hard to get out there to you guys. Any way that you guys are able to support, including the new merch shop, visiting affiliate links, just spreading the word. Hey, have your friends, family come on through the channel as well. The more the merrier. And I appreciate you all. I hope that you all stay well and be well. I shall see you next time. Bye for now.